Hi book friends, it's Jenny at Julia Baby Jen's Reading Room, and today I'm going to be talking about my collection of classics. Okay, so today I'm going to show off every classic that I own. Well, almost every classic that I own. I do have a lot that are in storage as well, but what I have available, I will be showing you. I got the idea for this video from Alexandra Rosalind, and I'll link her video down below. But I love just seeing all the classics she has. I do not have nearly as many as she does, and not as many beautiful ones. Like, she has all these beautiful collections, and I don't have that. A lot of mine are more vintage and things I found over the years, but they're still fun. So let's talk about the books. First I'm going to talk about the Bronte sisters. And actually I've never read either of their books, which I really need to remedy. But first I have a couple of copies of Wuthering Heights by Emily Bronte. I have this really old vintage leather edition of it. It's definitely seen better days. But I actually saved, I have a little collection of these, and I saved them from a dumpster. I was working in a senior living kind of place, and someone had passed away, and their family was like just throwing a lot of stuff out. And there was a box of old vintage books, and I saved them because I'm like, you can't throw those away. They said that was fine and I could take them. So I sure did. And this, I'm trying to see if it says what kind of edition this is, but I'm not seeing anything. There's a cute little drawing of Emily in it. But yeah, it's just a little vintage, cute little book. I just love these. And then I just have a regular paperback. And I'm not sure, it's Barnes & Noble's Classics in paperback. I'm not really sure where I got this. I might have just found it at a thrift store, honestly. But yeah, so those are my copies of Wuthering Heights. And then I have a copy of Jane Eyre as well. This is from Books A Million from Baum. This is their literary classics. I love these. They're hardbound books with a faux leather finish on the spine. They have the year they were written, and then they have a cute little design usually on the spine as well. And then like the cover looks like old paper, wallpaper, something like that. A really cool design. I just really think these are cool. And then they have the deckled edges on them too. So I do have a few of these, but that's my copy of Jane Eyre. Next is F. Scott Fitzgerald. I have Tender as the Night in paperback, and I just got this at a thrift store. And I have The Great Gatsby. This is the literary classics from Department 56. Department 56 is a company that does like really cool like Christmas houses, like the porcelain houses where you can build a village. They have more than just Christmas houses now, but that's what they're kind of known for. And their things are, they have a lot of cool collections, and they're one-of-a-kind items. Like, they only print so many of them, and then they discontinue them, so they're worth a lot of money. They did have a literary classics collection where they had a house from the literary piece of work, and then a book came with it too. So I did get The Great Gatsby. So I have an actual Great Gatsby house, and it has the car and Daisy and Gatsby all dressed up, and then this book came with it. So it's just a leather-bound book. It's kind of seen some wear and tear. It has a bookmark in it because I've read out of this a lot, so it's not in perfect condition, but I love The Great Gatsby, so I read this a lot. Then I have a couple editions of the Iliad by Homer. I have a paperback edition I got at a thrift store, and I think this is another one I saved from the dumpster. I have an old leather hardbound. It's pretty old. You can't even really read the text on the spine anymore, but it is the Iliad. I was looking to see in there, and it has the red edged paper on the top. So those are my copies of Homer that I have. I have a few Charles Dickens. I have this little cute pocketbook paperback of Oliver Twist. It's orange. The pages are orange. It's just so cute. It says in there 45 cents, so I'm sure it's something you picked up at like a 5 and dime store back in the day. It looks like this particular one was printed in the 60s, but just really cute little Oliver Twist. And then I have a Penguin Classic, the little black books that they have, the Penguin Classics. I think I found this at a thrift store too. And then I have this really cool edition. This I found actually at a thrift store too. I think, yeah, this is the Oprah's collection, her book club selection that they printed for Oprah's collection, and it is from Penguin, and it has A Tale of Two Cities and Great Expectations in it, and it has beautiful embossed cover. I like the spine. It is paperback, and it has the deckled edges, so yeah, I really love this edition. Digging through, I found another copy of Wuthering Heights, the Penguin Classics version, so I have that one as well. And then I have Pride and Prejudice. Also, that was one of the set, the little leather books. I have Pride and Prejudice by Jane Austen. And then I have Persuasion by Jane Austen in the Baum Books A Million Literary Classics collection. So that's what that one looks like. I have a whole bunch more Jane Austen. I think they're all in storage right now because I could not find any more, but that's what I have right now for Jane Austen. Then I have Ernest Hemingway. I have A Farewell to Arms. This is just a hardbound book. Almost looks like something you might read for school, and actually it looks like it might have at one time been a library book. But Farewell to Arms by Ernest Hemingway. And I have a paperback copy of The Sun Also Rises. And I have this beautiful hardbound leather edition, Short Stories of Ernest Hemingway. Scribner's is who published this. I have some William Faulkner books. This is actually another Oprah Book Club Presents thing. I think I found this at a thrift store. So it's just a little bookcase all boxed up of some of William Faulkner's books. And it has a little bit about him, a little booklet about him in here too. And so we have Light in August, The Sound and the Fury, and As I Lay Dying. I really love these paperback editions. I think they look really, really cool. I do like these editions with the spines. They just look so nice and matchy, and I love that they come in a little case too. Then I have J.R.R. Tolkien. I have the Lord of the Rings trilogy. This one, I actually think my mom gave this to me when I was like in high school, and I've had it ever since. It's just a little paperback edition of The Fellowship of the Ring. And everybody's going to hate me for this, but I've never read Lord of the Rings. I've never read this trilogy, and I've never watched the movies because I haven't read the trilogy. I did watch read The Hobbit a few years ago and then watched the movies, and I loved The Hobbit. So one of these days I will get to this. But so I have The Fellowship of the Ring, and then I have these really cool editions. I'm not sure if they're anything special. They're just paperback, but I really do like them. So I have The Two Towers and The Return of the King as well. Those are really cool. I do have a few paperback Agatha Christie. I have Perio Investigates, and I have, and then There Were None, and they're just little paperback pocket copies I have. I have these really cool Sherlock Holmes editions. I have Volume 1 and Volume 2. I'm not sure what the name of these editions is, but they're really, really cool. So they're cloth-bound paper, and they're like a paperback. They have a little ribbon to hold them closed. And then they're just really cute. I read both of these. So I have Volume 1 and Volume 2. And they're very matchy-matchy and very cute, and I love them. And then I have my Narnia books. I don't have the first one. I don't know what happened to that one. But I have the 50-year anniversary edition of The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. And it has the colored illustrations throughout it. It's really, really pretty. And then I have, these are all inexpensive paperbacks, so the illustrations are black and white. But I have The Horse and His Boy, Prince Caspian, The Voyage of the Dawn Treader, The Silver Chair, and The Last Battle. And my kids actually have read a lot of these, and that's why some of them are a little beat up looking. But when they were younger, my kids read these, and yeah, so I would like to get the rest of these, but I don't know where I would look. I just happened upon this in a bookstore, and I don't know if I would ever be able to find any more of this again. And then I have Madeleine L'engle. I actually have a lot of her books, but I have them in storage. But the ones that I have here, I have some really old paperback editions I've gotten at thrift stores. I have Troubling a Star, A House Like a Lotus, and A Ring of Endless Light. And actually, I think a few of these might be out of print now, so I happened to find them at that thrift store, and of course, had to get them. And then I have Meet the Austins. I have the first book, Meet the Austins. First book, Meet the Austins. Second book, The Moon by Night. And the third book, The Young Unicorns. I've read these two. I'm hoping to read this one soon. So yeah, I love these little editions. I think they're so cute. Okay, and then I have my Nancy Drew books. I have The Secret of the Old Clock. This is the first Nancy Drew book. And this is the 80th anniversary limited edition. And it came from, this is Penguin. This came from them. And it's a really cute little hardbound little book with all the pretty colors and the Nancy Drew silhouette. And yes, very, very cute. The inside of it is exactly like the original books though. So that's cool. And then most of the rest of them I have are like the original editions. Some of these are the old editions, and some of these are the reprinted new editions that they've done recently. I have The Hidden Staircase, The Bungalow Mystery, The Mystery at Lilac Inn, The Secret of the Shadow Ranch, and then I have another edition of The Secret of the Shadow Ranch. My mom got this for me. She found it, I think, at a junk sale or thrift store sale. I don't know, but it's a hardbound copy of it. And this particular one, I think, was printed in 1994, it looks like. So, in the 90s. And that's my cat clawing her house. The Secret at Redgate Farm. The Clue in the Diary. The Sign of the Twisted Candles, The Ringmaster's Secret, The Mooncastle Mystery, The Invisible Intruder, and then I have this hardbound edition of The Clue in the Old Stagecoach. And The Mystery of Fire Dragon. So it's 2 in 1. I found this at an antique store. It's really, really cute. And The Clue in the Jewel Box. Another one I found at an antique store. It has the cute little end papers in it. This is a really cute edition. I really like this edition. Okay, these are just some random books I have. I have My Antonia by Willa Cather. I actually read this book in college, one of my college classes, and I absolutely loved this book. And I happened to find this at a thrift store, and it's a really interesting edition. It's like kind of like a cloth-bound book. It's really, really cool. I really like it. I don't know what kind. It says it's published by Houghton Mifflin Company. It's Century Editions. That's what it's called. So very cool. I have a paperback copy of In Cold Blood by Truman Capote. I have a paperback of Rebecca by Daphne du Maurier. I have a paperback edition of Brave New World by Algis Huxley. This is, I don't have to see what edition this is. It's Brand New World Revisited. I'm not really sure, but I found it at a really cute little bookstore in a college town. And it's paperback with deckled edges. In the back it says, I don't want comfort, I want God, I want poetry, I want real danger, I want freedom, I want goodness. And I don't know what the other thing says because there's a sticker on it, but I want something. But I just love the colors, and then the little gold dots are embossed onto the cover, so I just really like this cover, and this is one of my favorite books. So then I have this old paperback copy of Moby Dick by Herman Melville, and yeah, this is a really old one. The price on it is $1.50. Ridge Chart Editions is what this is called. I have some Penguin Classics here. I have Barchester Towers by Anthony Trollope. And I have Meditations and Other Metaphysical Writings by René Descartes. I have the Analects by Confucius. And then I have this paperback copy of The Arabian Nights, translated by Hussein Hadaway. And I think I got this in a book club where you can get your books by mail like a long time ago. I have Of Mice and Men by John Steinbeck, paperback edition. This is the Steinbeck Centennial Edition. And I have Middlemarch by George Eliot, World's Classics by Oxford is where this book came from. And I'm actually on page 299 reading it. I started it a while ago, and it's one of those books I pick up every so often and go back to. It's very dry reading. And then I have a little paperback copy of 1984 by George Orwell, just a little, I picked it up at Walmart, just a little pocket edition. Next I have my Lucy Maud Montgomery books. And again, I think a lot of these I have are in storage. But I do have a couple just little paperback editions I got at a thrift store. I have Anne of the Island and Anne of Windy Poplars. I have a copy of Rilla of Ingleside. This is the Simon & Schuster's Kids edition, and they're so cute. I got it at Book Outlet, and I would like to get the rest of them to match, but you can feel the texture on the cover, and they're just all really, really cute. I love the design. I think I need to get the rest of these to match. Then I have these editions that I got when I was in probably middle school on a family trip up to Minneapolis, and we were in St. Paul on the river. There was this old bookstore, and we went through, and they had a bunch of hardbound classic books. So my mom let me pick out a couple, and I picked out these. So I have, this is Anne of Green Gables, 3 volumes in one. So this has Anne of Green Gables, Anne of Avonlea, and Anne's House of Dreams. And this was the first time I'd ever read Lucy Maud Montgomery, was reading this book. I just fell in love. I loved it. I even think the bookmark I have in here I bought with the books. Little Siamese kittens bookmark. So these are very old, and I have my name. I did a little label sticker with my name on it there. Yeah, I've had these since 7th grade. So there's that one. And then I have this one. It's called Days of Dreams and Laughter. And it has The Story Girl and Other Tales. So it has The Story Girl, The Golden Road, and Kilmeny of the Orchard. And I absolutely love these books. You never hear The Story Girl. The Story Girl and Kilmeny of the Orchard are... the Kilmeny of the Orchard is a sequel to The Story Girl. And it follows these kids that live on this farm and their adventures one summer, and then the other book is a few summers later. And it's so adorable and so cute and so much fun. You never hear anybody talk about these books, but I highly recommend these if you like that kind of a prairie life, Anne of Green Gables, Lauren Goes Wilder, that kind of stuff. I highly recommend these. These are really fun reads. And then my last book I have from Lucy Maud Montgomery is Anne of Green Gables. This is a Hallmark gift book edition my sister gave me for Christmas one year. So it's a beautiful velvet book, so pretty. And then it has the inside she wrote to me from her, for my sister Tara. And then gorgeous book, and it has a little ribbon in there, ribbon bookmark. Very, very cute. I just treasure this book. I actually haven't read out of it very much because I want to keep it forever. It's just so cute. And while I'm showing that, I'll also show the other book she gave me at the same time. She also gave me The Secret Garden, which is one of my favorite books of all time. And it's another Hallmark gift book. So, so, so cute. This one's red. So obviously Christmas I got the red and green. Very, very cute. She gave me these years ago and I just absolutely love them. Next I have my Laura Ingalls Wilder books. My original books I had from when I was a kid. I had all paperbacks of the 8 of them. They were gone by the time I was probably 18. So I bought a whole nother set in paperback. And by the time I was probably 25, those were gone. I just read them all the time. So like they just fall apart. I read them so much. So my mom for Christmas one year bought me 3 of them in hardback. So she bought me The Little House in the Big Woods on the Banks of Plum Creek, which is my favorite of the series, and The Long Winter, which is my second favorite. And she bought these for me, I would say probably when I was 26, 27. And they're the same as a paperback, but they're the hardback edition, so you thought they might last longer. And as you can tell, they have still alive, but they're a little rough. I mean, they're starting to get a little damaged, but it's just because I read them so much. They're so fun. So she got me those. And then just a few years ago, she got me this beautiful edition of the Little House books. And it has the first 5 books in it. So it has Little House in the Big Woods, Farmer Boy, Little House on the Prairie, On the Banks of Plum Creek, and By the Shores of Silver Lake. It's a beautiful leather-bound edition with all this gorgeous embossing on it. There's the back, and then it has gold gilded edges on it, and it has a ribbon bookmark. And then beautiful end papers. Oh, it's so beautiful. I'm looking to see if it says what kind of edition this is. Barnes & Noble. It came from Barnes & Noble. And, oh, it's just so beautiful. And, like, the papers, they're just gorgeous. I just love it. And it's just like the originals with the illustrations, so. But I love the gilded edges, so I absolutely adore this book. All right, then I have this edition of Peter Pan by J.M. Barrie. I just love this edition. These, I think, are the Puffin Book chalkboard editions. They're little paperbacks that look like they were done with chalk, or chalkboard. It has the deckled edges, and just so cute. I have another Books A Million Literary Classics collection. This is a picture of Dorian Gray by Oscar Wilde. It was on sale, as you can see. It still has a sales sticker on it. And I haven't read it, but yeah. So that one I have. I have another one of those little vintage books, leather books. This one has seen better days. This is Ivanhoe by Sir Walter Scott. I have a paperback edition of A Separate Piece by John Knowles. I read this in high school and loved it. And I found this I think I found it at Goodwill, and I just picked it up. Then I have The Complete Tales and Poems of Winnie the Pooh by A.A. Milne. This is actually my oldest daughter's book that I think I bought her when she was a baby. And I've just kept it because, you know, I just don't want to get rid of it. But it's the whole collection of the Winnie the Pooh stories. And I've gone through and tagged some of them. But it's just a beautiful paperback edition, color, the illustrations. So it has all of the stories. So it has Winnie the Pooh, The House of Pooh Corner, When We Were Very Young, and Now We Are Six. So it has all of them in one collection. Then I have The Wonderful Wizard of Oz by Alfred Baum. This is a little hardbound edition. I can't remember where I found this, but it's so cute. So it looks like it's had a little wear to it, but that's actually built into the end pages there. And it has a little introduction, and they're color-coded, the pages, and it has illustrations in it. It's a really cute book. I can't remember where I got this, but I absolutely love it. It's a really cool edition. And then I have this edition of Cinderella by Camille Rose Garcia. She's kind of known for her really cool illustrations. She has a few different fairy tale books out, and I absolutely love this. So this is Cinderella of the Little Glass Slipper, and it's more like old, kind of like grim fairy tale story, but the illustrations are just so cool in it. I love these books. Really, really fun. And then I have a few editions of Alice in Wonderland, one of my favorite books of all time. I have this edition, which came in an Owl Crate box several years ago, a little paperback edition, and I absolutely love it. The illustration's so cute. I just adore that. And then I have the Baum Literary Classics edition, and it's the Wonderland collection. So this has Alice's Adventures in Wonderland, A Tangled Tale, and Through the Looking Glass all in one edition. And it's pink. It has a little bunny on it. It's just so cute. And then I also have the Camille Rose Garcia edition with the beautiful illustrations of Alice's Adventures in Wonderland. Just so, so cool. Just love these books. This one has a lot more text than the other, but obviously it's a full story. But yeah, just really, really cool. Then I have this Disney Children's Classics Collection, Treasury of Disney Classics. My mother-in-law actually had these, and I think my youngest daughter, when she passed away, got this one, so it's in my collection. But it's beautiful, full edition with all the stories, the pictures, very Disney. It's a very, very cool book. I miss the Laura Ingalls Wilder. I have this edition of these Happy Golden Years. I found this at an antique store. It's a very old copy, hardback book. Someone drew on it. It's had some it's definitely had some wear and tear, but it's such a cool old book. I had to pick it up. And then another one I found at an antique store is Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm, a very, very old edition. And this poor book has really seen better days. It's falling apart, but it's just I love these old editions. And this is by Kate Douglas Wiggin. I love Rebecca of Sunnybrook Farm. It's one of my favorite stories, and yeah, a really cool old one. And then I have this copy of Little Women, which unfortunately, it's completely falling apart, but it's so cool. It's such a really cool old edition book. Oh, so beautiful. I love it. Then I have one more Baum Literary Classic edition. I have the Grimm's Complete Fairy Tales book, which this book is so cool. So it's, of course, very, very fat because it has all the Grimm's fairy tales in it. But I think that's just really cool. And then a couple of my favorites, I have some of the Penguin Drop Caps editions. These are gorgeous. They have, it's through A through Z, so there's 26 books, and they pick an author with the last name of the first letter. So A, I know the first one is Jane Austen, and then they pick a color, and they're just all different colors, and they're so cool. So I have Cannery Row by John Steinbeck, so I have the S, and this one's blue, so it has his S, and then they have an octopus there, and then that's what the spine looks like, and the back. And then the pages are sprayed the blue as well on the edges. So they're just really cool looking books. So I have that one. And then I have Lord of the Flies by William Golding. So this is my G, and this one is yellow. And that is my collection of classic books. Like I said, I still have some in storage as well that I couldn't show to you, so I'm sorry about that. But someday I'll probably show them all off to you on camera. But this right here was a pretty good chunk to start with. Leave me any comments below if you have any cool classics you like to collect, or any different, if you like to collect any certain editions, what kind of classics you like to collect. I'd love to know that. Please like and subscribe if you liked the video. And I hope your cup is always full. I'll talk to you later.